Hello, everyone. This is John Galt speaking, here with a live stream for you fellows and fellettes. There's ladies that come around here sometimes. So I haven't done a live stream in quite a while, so I thought that we would do one of these forum surfing streams where we go to the Unreal Engine 5 forums and wow, I obviously can't spell, but that's okay. And we read through some of the topics, and sometimes I like to do this and give commentary on them, thoughts, opinions. Sometimes we go into the engine and start screwing around with stuff. And basically, we just sit around and bullcrap. And people who show up for these things, which are never scheduled and sporadic, by the way, they ask questions in chat, and sometimes we talk about those. And so, with that, I guess we will start out with the free marketplace content, right? So let's go in here and see what they're giving away for free. I don't think I've actually even looked at this for this month. I quit following this stuff as close because most of it I didn't find very useful. So I quit getting it because I was filling my computer up with this stuff that I'll never use, obviously. So we have some animated rain, some sort of rain material, I guess. And we have some clothing and shoe stores. I don't know, that scene might be, useful for some sort of a combat scene or something. I don't know. I definitely wouldn't be trying to create some sort of a shopping simulator. Because we already have enough of that stuff as it is. We have us an office here, a loft office, some more assets. And we have a physical interaction system. Why they got a globe in here? What's that all about? And we have a universal camera. So for those people that are camera purists, this might be something that'd be neat for them. I just slap a camera on a character. I don't care much about a camera as long as you can see what you're doing. That's really all that matters to me, but some people are obsessed with having custom created camera behavior. Not me. I'm not that guy. And then we have some low poly style deluxe 2 tropical environments. Might use that for world building, something like that. So there's that. Not much there to see. Okay, so with that, I suppose we'll just go ahead and jump right into the forums. And we'll go piddle around on here for a little while and see if there's something worth chatting about. So we usually go into the multiplayer networking stuff because when I was doing this, that's kind of what I was, my specialty was doing multiplayer stuff. Let's see here. Disable input for multiplayer. Client can't travel when client is connected to Steam. Replication doesn't show on server. Am I server or client? There is a way to figure that out, by the way. Please help. Online setup. Which to use if I have more than one map with multiplayer game. VR. I ain't never done any VR stuff and don't really plan on it. Client movement replicating, but too fast, jittery. We talked about that before. We've talked a lot. Guys, honestly, we need to do this because every time I do this live stream, I end up doing this. So we need to do this here. So we're going to go to my YouTube page here. Oh, look, somebody's live. Who's this stupid John Galt guy? What the hell is he doing? Who am I? What am I? What are we doing again? And oh, by the way, screw you, YouTube, just so you know, right? So For some reason, they've put these automatic filters on here, and I don't believe you can remove them or adjust them. I haven't really looked into it, but I don't think you can. So when you go to a YouTube page now, it's different, right? So normally when I go to a YouTube page, the page that I have is already got the videos tab selected. And that way you can see all the videos on their page, right? Well, now they put this stupid filter on there and they broke them apart into videos and live. Okay. Videos are videos that you record offline and upload, which I very, very, very rarely ever do. Okay. And then you have the live category, which only shows videos that were live streamed. So when you go to a YouTube page now, it's automatically by default going to show you the recently uploaded videos, but not the recent live stream. So they just made it where you got to click more buttons and stuff. Isn't that fantastic? That's all we need is some more clickety click clicks, right? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So what I was actually coming here to show you guys is that I know for a fact I did one tutorial video that's on my YouTube page for free, where I talk a lot specifically about multiplayer stuff, and it's really good, right? And I don't really think people realize how good that video actually is, because the stuff that was in that video took me a very, very, very long time to figure out and understand. And if you watch that video 2, 3, 4 times, you will get to an understanding of a bunch of different ways to not only figure out how that you need to do a specific thing in multiplayer in order to get it to work, but also it gives you a good way to diagnostic things, right? Like that person in here where he was asking about, where was it? It was something about, I don't know, I done passed it right here. Am I server or client? Right. Well, in this video, it shows you exactly how to figure out whether you're the server or the client. Okay. So that would really help this guy out that asked this question a lot. And so this video, I think it was called Multiplayer Madness from a Redneck or something like that. It's in here somewhere. Right here. Multiplayer Madness from a self-taught redneck, right? So we're going to pause this video and I'll drop this link in chat to help you guys find this. People who want to understand multiplayer, you should go watch this video about 3 or 4 different times. Now, I know it's 3 hours long. I know that. And we also don't really do much. But the way that I went about showing this shows you a lot. How to figure out who's the server, who's the client, how to figure out whether something needs to be ran on only the server or only the only client, or whether it needs to be multicast, and the steps in order to make it be multicast. And we also, I think, talk about another method, which is called rep notify. So it's a good video. That is a damn good video. That took me forever to figure that shit out, just so you guys know. Got me a drink here. Hello, Oni. I see you over there in chat, bud. Welcome to the party, which ain't a party. Let's see here. Game crashes when quit as listen server. Client-side animation stuttering at slow speeds. Server animations are smooth. Let's see. Spline components. Calling multicast function from player controller problem. What should happen if you have replicated checked, but not net load on client? problem, quick double tap, that makes my jetpack system break. That's resolved. I also did a video on how to make a flying character, which could easily, by the way, be manipulated into being a jetpack system, because that's where the original prototype was created by me. For that, making a flying character was actually creating a jetpack system reminiscent of Tribes, right? Like the Tribes game. Let's see. Everyone on my friends list is showing offline, even I know they are online. Grammar is hard. Flying replication problem. Event on server destroyed session or lost connection. Believe it or not, there's actually a lot involved. Let me talk about this because this is on my mind right now because of this topic. So for a very long time, when I first started trying to create a menu system, when I first started doing multiplayer stuff, all I really did was work on the multiplayer stuff. Like, how do you make a gun shoot replicated? How do you make a sound replicate? How do you make a particle effect replicate, right? So that's all I worked on. I never did work on how to create a session, how to have others be able to search and find the session, how to join the session. And then when I did do that, for a very long time, I always had a problem with leaving the session, right? Like, say I host a match, people join my match, and when I would leave as the host of the match, everybody else that was connected at the time would get a black screen of death, and you had to do a Control-Alt-Delete and manually close the damn session every time, right? And so after a lot of research, a lot of prototyping, a lot of testing, come to find out there is actually a method that you have to follow in order to have a session be closed correctly. And so once I figured that out, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. So now in all the templates that I sell online, and I believe also the course that I have on Udemy, where we create some stuff, a course, a tutorial, a paid tutorial, if you will, we cover that. We cover how you properly close down and or leave an online session. And it's a lot more involved than people would think. It's funny, but whatever, right? Everything is hard in these game engines. Sound replication. I'm not seeing anything in here that's really just flicking my switches, honestly, guys. Run a server instance locally when needed while playing. Big problem, or no, problems with replication in UE5. How to test sound replication. There's actually quite a lot involved in that too, by the way, which I think we cover in a video. You know, guys, one of the reasons why I don't make these videos as much as I used to is because everything started getting really redundant. It's like I always ended up getting exactly the same questions, exactly the same tutorial requests. And so that's one of the reasons why I created that course and put it on Udemy for sale. I compiled a list over an extended period of time about a lot of the things that I was asked to show how to do, and they're all contained in that course that I sell on Udemy, plus more. So that's why I don't make these videos as much anymore, is because it's all redundant and I've already covered it a million times and I'm sick of covering it. Line trace working fine on player 2, but player 1 gets line trace going up. And that's unresolved, by the way. And so that person needs to visit my YouTube page, because lo and behold, I've actually covered that a couple times. actually, on how to set up weapon firing for a multiplayer environment. Although I don't use line traces, I use sphere traces, right? Not line traces. Property replication broken. Character BP code still running. Player respawn issue. I've actually covered that, right? I covered how to create a multiplayer respawn, random respawn system. I've covered that. It's on my YouTube page. Is it necessary to use advanced session plugin with UE5? As of right now, yes, because the built-in Steam support for Unreal Engine 5 is broken and still broken and will continue to be broken until they choose to fix it, which was originally scheduled to be fixed in 5.1, and now they've moved it to 5.2 before they're going to address it and fix it. And then when that gets close, they'll say, oh, well, we'll do it in 5.3. My personal opinion is they're not going to leave it in the engine anymore, and you're going to have to run something separate. And the reason that I say that is because of the Epic Online Services. They're going to have that be integrated into the engine. In any other platform that you want to put your game on, such as Steam, you're going to have to go get all the necessary stuff in order to do that from their platform and not from within the engine. That's what I think. Could be wrong, but that's what I think. Let's see. How do I fix does not inherit from blah, 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 does not inherit from player controller. Allow rotation in root motion, not updating properly on client side. Well, depending on what you're doing, you shouldn't be using root motion for multiplayer because that stuff don't work worth shit. Which is the very reason why Epic came out with all this new locomotion stuff that they did in Lyra, which is an adaptation of what they did in the Paragon game. They don't use root motion. They didn't use root motion in Paragon, and they don't use root motion in Lyra, right? So there is a happy medium in between non-root motion and root motion. It's a hybrid way of doing locomotion that will replicate. And so you're going to have to really look into that if you want to have the benefits of root motion, but without using root motion, because root motion is terrible for replication. There's just so much information that has to be constantly transferred between server and clients that it just bogs the whole thing down, and it just don't work worth shit. So there's that. Oh, creating multiplayer game, registering AI controlled players as players, physics object jittery, how to set the network adapter for server. Oh, let's see. 1,000-player multiplayer game with dedicated server. Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. I'm sure somebody will answer that on a forum. No, that ain't gonna happen. Let's see. Character selection during game. I cover that in that Udemy course I have. I show how to, well, I don't call them characters, I call them classes, but it's the same difference, right? How to change characters in game multiplayer style. pawn optionally possessing another pawn in multiplayer. Can't find session in LAN. Who the hell is making LAN games still? Issue with multicast. Having a problem with replication. Imagine that. Somebody's having a problem with replication. Animation glitches in multiplayer. How to know whether function replicated or not. Can't find Steam session. Jittering character on a multiplayer conveyor belt. You know, a lot of the problems that exist are the engine itself and not the scripting that people are doing, right? Just so you guys know that. So you guys have heard me harp all the time that generally in the past, when I was working really hardcore in game engine design and stuff like that, I had a pet peeve that I always used engine version 4.15, right? And I also have explained a million times why, right? It's because with every engine version after that, I started noticing a bunch of shit going sideways on the multiplayer side of the engine, which, you know, you guys might think that I'm crazy for saying that, but I'm not, because it's true. When you work as much as I did, like daily, 8, 10, 12 hours a day, every single day, you experience things that someone who does this as a hobby or someone who does this on a weekend would never encounter, right? Because they don't get as deep into the guts of the engine, let's say, as someone who does it as hardcore as I did. And so I noticed a lot of things that a lot of people never noticed. And so from 4.16 forward, everything started going batshit crazy. Scripting logic for multiplayer, the way that I had been doing forever, suddenly didn't work anymore. And I'm like, well, why in the hell is this not working? It's worked a million times before. Why all of a sudden does this not work anymore? Come to find out, it's something that they changed in the engine. Not a node, not a function, literally in the C plus of the engine code that we don't see as blueprint scripters. We don't see that code. Something in there they tinkered around with and changed, and it caused it to just simply not work as the way that it used to. It introduced latency into something that didn't exist before, which caused things not to work, which then you had to go and do it a different way or put delays in order to make it wait before it tries to execute something. So there's a reason why a lot of people have trouble with multiplayer, and a lot of that has nothing to do with it being done incorrectly, is what I'm trying to say here. It has a lot more to do with the engine itself being in a state of disarray to the point that even when something's done correctly, it still may not work. And then you automatically assume it's something you did wrong when it's not, right? So that's why it's really hard to get into multiplayer, because how do you know it's not something wrong with the engine, or it's something that you did wrong? How do you know? Well, the way to know is to get something to work, and then if it quits working, you know, well, now wait a minute. Something's changed here, because this was working 2 engine versions ago and now it don't. So it's a disaster. Is what it is, just to be perfectly honest with you. It's a disaster. How to correctly replicate a projectile firing from a weapon blueprint. Oh, I've covered that. I think that's actually free on my YouTube page somewhere, but I know for sure it's covered in the Udemy course that I've did. Okay. Well, you know what? Honestly, I think I'm done with this foreign surfing stuff here. Because I'm not finding anything really interesting on there. So what I think I might do is, I haven't worked on this little TPS starter template since the last video that I made. I think I may go in here and fart around with this a little bit more. And what I may do, I didn't upload this version, by the way. So what I may do is add just a little bit more tweaking to this template here. And I may put this up for you guys to download for free, so that you can have a little something to start from besides the default third-person template. I may do that. So the last things that we did here was we put back in a weapon and some sound effects. We put in health and damage. We didn't put in respawn. We don't have a weapon fire animation, so we may put that in. So I don't know. I might fool with this a little bit more and give this to you guys for free. So why don't we see if we can get a weapon firing animation to play and replicate, by the way. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. Let's go into the character master blueprint. Did I put in a firing? Is firing? Did I do that? Where the hell is the weapon firing stuff? I did not. Okay, so let's do this. Let's create a variable over here called is firing weapon. Okay, and we're going to set this to be a replicated variable, and we're going to put this right here where the firing weapon is, and we will set that true here, and then we'll dupe it and we'll set it back false right here. And this is what we're going to try to use to trigger the animation of the weapon firing. Okay. Okay. We will compile that and save it. And so now we'll go into the character's animation blueprint here. And in the event graph, we need to monitor that variable. And so we're just going to put it in line right here with the rest of these that we put in here. So from the character master, we're going to get is firing weapon. We're going to get that. And then we're going to promote this to a variable. And we will just monitor that. And then we're going to, we'll put it down here. Wow, this damn animation blueprint got a whole lot more complicated than I originally intended it to. But that's okay. So down here in a blank spot, we're going to look for this node called is montage. Yep. We're just going to type montage. And there's one in here called is playing. Right here. See it? Montage is playing. We're going to use this. First, we're going to put a branch here. And we're going to check that is weapon firing. We're going to get that. And then we're going to check to see if this, we're going to put another branch here. And so if this is true, we're going to check this next condition, which is montage playing? Montage is playing, and we're going to pull out of this and type not. And we want this operator, no, we want this not Boolean here. So basically this is saying if this montage is not playing, then we're going to montage play right here. So if that montage is not already playing, we're going to play it. And so we're going to have to go create a montage of a weapon firing. And we'll plug that in here manually for now. So in here somewhere, I put all these animations that I got out of Lyra in animations. Actions, and we'll type fire. Okay, so there is a dry fire for the pistol. There is a rifle dry fire. And here is MM rifle fire. That's the one. We're going to right click this puppy. And we're going to say create anim montage. Just like that. And we're going to call this MON rifle fire. Okay. And let's just open this up here. And that is the firing animation, right? And I'm going to go ahead and set this to be the male for the preview because reasons. Apply to asset. That's the button I meant to hit. And then we'll save it. So now that will be the montage that we plug in here and here. Okay. And then in the anim graph, we may have to come in here and do more. Right. But it's already got a default slot in here. So theoretically, this should work, but we may have to move this to somewhere else, right? Because this animation blueprint is really stupidly built, honestly. So let's see if he... I did not see it. I did not see it play. Okay. So, we're going to have to go investigate what's going on here. Theoretically, that should have worked, but obviously it didn't. So, I wonder if we can put that right here. I guess we'll find out, won't we? All right, how about now? Will you play an animation? Come on. Still got nothing. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I think we still got some shit to hook up, right? Because didn't I just, like, I totally just didn't even hook this up. See? Yeah, that could potentially explain why that shit don't work, huh? Hey, you know what? I haven't done this in a long time, so I may get a little bit rusty. So how about now? How about now? Will you play now? I'll give you a quarter. There it went. You know, but honestly, something still don't look quite right about that, but it's because it's using the whole body, I'd imagine. Okay. Let's try something here. Let's try an experiment. See if we can make that be a little better. Let's put that right here. And just for now, let's take that one out. Right? Because really that animation only needs to play on the upper body. It doesn't need to be the whole entire body. So let's see if that's better. Aha. Okay, so that still ain't doing what I'm trying to do. It needs to be before, I believe it needs to be before the aim offset. So why don't we do this, right? So let's see if we can get this to work. I don't know. See, I'm using a hybrid animation blueprint here. So a lot of this stuff was created by Epic. And then I went in here and modified the crap out of this to try to make it work the way that I want it to work. And it may not work out that way. Unarmed. And see this here, that's still the whole body, so that ain't going to work either. I thought that we could do it after that, but it looks like we're going to have to do this before it gets to the aim offset. So that means we're going to have to try to do that here. So let's do a blend poses layered blend per bone. That's what we're looking for. And this would be the base pose. And we will try to blend in the locomotion. I don't know if this will work or not. I didn't build this shit. I don't know. But we'll try it. And then we need to change this to be, let's see, how does this go? This needs to be one branch filter. Whoa. Yeah, bone name. This needs to be spine 01. And we'll split that up across maybe something like 5 bones. And this will be mesh space, rotation blend. And let's see what that does. Oh, wait, we're going to have to. No, that might work. That might be enough to get it. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So that seems to work. Yay! So we can get rid of this default slot here. Okay. Now let's go mess with the montage settings here and see if we can make that even a little bit better. I think there are some settings in this asset details that we can dick with here. Potentially, possibly. I think the blend in, if we set that to 0.01 and blend out, we set that to 0.01, that might improve the look of that a little bit, maybe. It's been a long time since I've done this, guys. No, that didn't help it. Maybe we should set the blend out time to 0. Let's see if that does it. I don't know. You just have to punch in numbers and dick with stuff until, hey, that looks okay. Yeah, that's definitely not good. All right. We will set it to 0.1 instead of 0.01. And then if that don't work, we'll just put it back to default and say ship it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it still looks like crap pretty much. Maybe we should go back in and mess with the that blend stuff again. Let's see here. Fine, 0.1. Maybe we should do 7. Try that. And then if that don't work, we'll go to 3. If that don't work, well, then we're just going to leave it alone. I think it's just a shitty firing animation if you want to know the truth about it. We'll just leave it at that, okay? But I honestly believe it's just a shitty firing animation. I don't know, we could probably mess with some of that. Hermetic cube. Let's try that. I mean, you could literally sit in here dicking with this stuff all day. That's how you figure out stuff, right? Go in there and check these buttons and try this and try that. And if that don't work, try this. Well, we'll just call it that. I think what it is that when the firing happens, he's actually using an aim down sights as the firing animation, and this is not using aim down sights moving animation. See, because when you shoot, you see how he crouches his head forward? But if you look at the animation right here, see, his head's not moving like that. So This animation was created in the aim down sights animation, idle animation, and we're not using those animations in this project. Does that make sense? That's what the problem is here. Okay. We're just going to leave it. There ain't nothing I can do about that, right? Because there is no other animation unless this one does it. I bet it's the same thing though. It's still in the aim down sight animation. Fire. Let me just make sure. No, that's literally the only two firing animations other than the dry fire. It's them. And both of them are created in the aim down sights. I guarantee it. See, because that head's barely moving here. Oh well, there ain't nothing I can do about that. Nothing. I bet you that if I squeeze this trigger and hold it down, that animation will just keep repeating. See how it's only in his initial animation that it does that? See how his head's not flicking down again? See there? I mean, I suppose what we could do is change the idle animation to the aim down sights. Idle animation. And then I'd have to change the damn aim offsets too, I bet. I ain't doing that. Okay, so we only need that animation to play one time because this is set up as a single fire weapon right now. So in the event graph, we need to put a do once. Do once. And we will put that right here. And what will reset this will be when this becomes false. Double click and put a reroute mode. Sure. And then that way it will only play that animation one time. Because it is currently set up as a single fire weapon, right? So you squeeze the trigger and it should only shoot once. See? And now that's all it does. That's really going to annoy me, that animation being that way. How hard would it be to fix that? I don't know. I guess we could go find out. I hate using Epic stuff. Have I ever told you guys how much I despise the way that they make shit? Have I ever told you guys that? Idle and turns. So is female. So it would really only be well, let's just see. Let's do a test here. Idle. Rifle. Yeah, of course it ain't idle rifle. It's idle ADS rifle. Nope. Son of a. Oh, I see. It's okay. So we'll do it that way then. Rifle, idle, ADS. Here we go. It's that. So if we were to just do this, is that enough to fix it, or am I going to have to go correct all the damn aim offsets? Because if I have to go correct all the damn aim offsets too, that really ain't worth doing. So let's see, shall we? Now look when I shoot. Look, watch. It. Now you ain't doing that big head jerk. Okay, well, I can be okay with that. Which then means we're going to have to do the pistol the same way. Actually, let's do the female up here. Since I've already got that animation pulled up. Well, we could just do that. Drop it right there. And then we will change over to pistol. Do the female pistol. The male pistol. There. Fixed. Now, technically, I should go do that in the aim offsets, but I'm not doing that. We don't even have, I mean, we have the ability to change the animations by pressing Q, see? But I did not put in the logic for switching from the rifle to the pistol, right? But that's, I'm happier with that. And it is replicating. Let's make sure this one is. Yep, I see it playing. Okay, awesome sauce. Okay, now what are we going to do? We could probably put in hit reacts. If there is a animation for that. Let's see if there is. Hit. Yeah, there is a hit react. Okay, so let's put that in so that when you shoot them, they flinch. Right? How would we do that? That would have to be done with an additive animation. Hit. I definitely wouldn't be trying to do this directional. But they should flinch when you shoot them. I don't know if I can remember how to do that or not. I might have to go look at one of my other projects. Been a long time since I did that, but it would be done with an additive animation. And you would do that. You could do that at the end here. So it would be additive, apply additive. The base would be this. And we would have to make wait a minute, this would have to be done. Well, this just got a whole lot more complicated, but this will have to be done with a bool, right? So what would have to happen here would be blend poses by bool. And this would be false. You would just do this. And then if it was true, that's when you would blend in the hit react like that. And this would have to be cached. New save cache pose. Move this over. And we will call this full pose set. Call it that. And then we will use that cache full pose set. That would be the base. And that would also be used here, right? So if this is false, and then this would be where we apply additive. And we would have to make a new state. And we would call this hit reacts. That would go here. And then in here, we're going to have to go cheat, okay? Because I'm not going to sit here ho-ha humming around. Let me go see if I can... Let me go see if I can look at one of my projects so we can cheat a little bit and make this not take 100 years. Let me bring Chad over here. That tech guy, do you answer questions on the Unreal Engine forums? Not really. I mean, I go there in these videos that I make sometimes and we read through them and I do talk about them, but I used to, but I don't do that much anymore. It wasn't very satisfying. People were not appreciative of you taking time to do that, so I just quit doing it. It's a sad state of affairs, guys, but we live in a world where unless you're just rich and don't need any money, you have to charge money to do things. And or you have to have some way to earn revenue from doing things. And so my YouTube channel is not monetized, never has been. So the only way that I get any money from doing this was people making donations to my YouTube page or contributions via my PayPal link that's on my YouTube page. And of course, then also using this to advertise the products that I sell, and people requesting tutorials and then me making a video about it, but they would prepay for me to do that. So it's, you know, it's a shame that it has to be that way, but it is that way. And so, no, I don't do that anymore. I used to in the beginning. Okay, let's go look at the enemy in here and see if there is not hit reacts in here. Oh, my drink's about empty. No, I haven't, that tech guy, I haven't ever messed with splines, so I don't really know any way to do that. Okay, so what we're looking for here is this. See, I was close. It reacts, and then we have default and hit react. Okay. And so what is in default? Oh, additive identity pose. Okay, I think I remember this now. See, this is why it's really good to have projects, because you know, there's no way that you can remember how to do every single thing that you've ever done. So having these projects that I created, like this is one of the templates that I sell on the marketplace, I can go back in there and look and say, oh, well, now how the hell did I do that? And so, yeah, that comes in handy. So what we need to do here is we need to have a state called default. And then in here, we need to do that additive identity pose, this thing. Okay. And then we make another state here called hit react. And you got to be able to go in there, and you got to be able to come back out of that. And this will be where you put that animation, which you have to make be a wow, they've got light, medium, and heavy. So we have to turn this into an additive animation. So we got to open this animation. And how the hell do we do that? Do you guys remember how we do that? I don't remember how we do that. We do that additive local space animation frame. Is that already a additive animation? No, it is not, because it would be a different color, right? So what in the Sam's hell? Local space. Selected animation frame. And then this would be idle. Idle rifle something another. It would be, good God have mercy, rifle idle aim down sights, wherever that is. Idle ADS. I know that summit is in here somewhere. Right there it is. It would be that. Light, there it is. See how it changed it from the color that it was to it's got this green color? You have to change these over to be additive. Okay. So now we need the condition to trigger it, right? So we put this in here. Remember? We put this in here. But we did this blend poses by bool. So we need a way to get this to trigger so that it can play this. And so what we shall do is in the character blueprint, up here where we're doing our damage, you guys remember when we put this in here? We're going to create a new variable called is damaged. This will be a replicated variable. And we're going to put a sequence here. And Then 1, we shall do this. And then we're going to put a delay. Oh yeah, spell it exactly correct. We'll put a delay here. And we will put this, we'll just leave it at that. And then we're going to take is damaged, set is damaged to true. Actually, we need this to be this way. I'll get it right in a minute. Order of operations, guys. We're going to set is damaged true. Then we're going to delay for 0.2. And then we're going to duplicate this and we're going to set it back false after that delay. Okay. And then in the animation blueprint, we need to monitor that is damaged variable, just like we're doing this, right? So we'll come back from the character master and we will say is damaged. We will get that. Promote this to a variable so that we can monitor it in the animation blueprint. And we will call this is damaged. And then in the anim graph, it's that very value that we shall monitor to make this character flinch via an additive animation when he gets shot. Does it work? It does not work. Because of course it don't. Why would it? I mean, we just scripted it in here. Why would it work? Is damage set true? 0.2. Well, let's do this. Let's see. Diagnostics for the rescue, right? So let's put an event tick in and let's monitor is damaged. And we shall do print string. Let's make sure it's changing. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but obviously it isn't. Something's broke. Okay, it's changing. So that ain't it. Okay, so then it must be in the animation blueprint. So what's broken here? Why are you not working? Let's make sure we're monitoring it. Movement falling. Well, we're just monitoring that. So yeah, it should be monitoring it here. So then that means it must be in here. Full pose set. Base. Additive. You know what? Maybe. Oh, I know why it ain't working, right? We didn't put the rules in, stupid, right? So we got to go in here and put these rules in. So this will be is damaged. If that's true, we go here. I'm a little rusty, guys. And then to get back out of here, this would be not damaged. So we pull out of this and type not. And we need the not boolean, and that shall go here. Hey, I bet you it'll work now. I mean, it only had these glaring errors right down here. I don't know how I didn't see that. Sometimes I crack myself up, guys. It's always the little shit. Hey, look at that. Did you see him flinch? Watch. And let's make sure it replicates because this is multiplayer, right? Remember? And voila! We have success. Now we need to kill the player and do respawn. We need to put teams in. We need to put switch weapons in. We need to make weapon pickups. It just goes on and on and on and on, don't it? Never ends. Well, that's a little bit further and better than we were. I think I'm going to unhook the ability to change weapons, because all we're doing is changing the animations. We're not actually changing the weapons. So I just hot wired that in here. So I'm going to take that out for now. Because if I put this up for you guys to download, somebody will, hey, how come the switch weapons broke? It's because it ain't in. Wait a minute, are we not doing the second line trace? What happened here? What in the hell happened here? It doesn't look like we're doing the second line trace again. So let me go in here and look. What did I blow up in here before I shut this process down? Oh, we are doing. Oh, that's because I didn't turn that back on. Okay. I don't want these on anyway. More. Damn, that gun's loud. I did put an impact sound in, didn't I? Play sound at location. Oh, I know. I see why. It's because we're not using the impact. That's sniper rifle fire. This is supposed to be the impact. Sniper. Do I not have a different impact sound for that? Let me just type impact. I just put a generic one in there, apparently. But that's why. Not the same sound effect. There we go. Now you can hear it impact. Ta-da. Well, that looks like shit. I don't think I should have ever wired this up to use the male and the female. See, because now it's using the male firing animation for the female. And of course it doesn't look correct because they're not the same. See the difference? Oh well, whatever. wonder if that's stupid. Yeah, it's still got that stupid IK shit. Alright, well. Short of putting in death and respawn, I think that's about as much as I want to do to this thing. Wait a minute, why is he still running? Uh-oh. We broke something. Of course we did. I bet you it's because we took that out here. Let me just temporarily hook this back up. We may have to fix this. He shouldn't be running when he's jumping. Yep, see there? That's exactly what it is. Son of a... Always fucking something, isn't it? So what does that mean? That means... we need to cache this. This will be main state. And we will use that to blend here instead of... oh, that's main. I have to use this. And dupe that. Will that work? I don't know. Let's see. He can't be running while he's in the air jumping. That don't look normal. There we go. Let's make sure I didn't break everything else. Perfect. All right. That is the end. So I think I'm going to upload this so that you guys can download it. And that's as far as I'm going. Okay. All right, let me clean this up and I will upload this. So go to my documents. Here. Here. And we can get rid of that, that, and that. Delete. And then we shall get rid of that. Zip this up. Compress the zip file. Okay, go. Hurry. How about now? I'm officially out of drink. Perfect timing. Okay, and then we will put that here. The new window. we shall go to Google Drive. And somewhere here, I will put this up and you guys can have this. So I can just override this. Go new, file upload. That will be my documents. That will be, no, that'll be desktop right there. Replace existing and go. And that's going to take a little while to upload, but I'll go ahead and link this in chat. And I will also put this in the comment section of the video. And give that, I don't know, 10 minutes to finish and then come in here. This is all my test products that I have for sale on the marketplace. All of them. But you can also download this little project that we put together across a couple of live streams here. You guys can have this for free and do with it whatever you want to. But I am officially not adding any more to that. That's as far as I'm taking it. So you have a new UE5 starting template that's got multiplayer in it. It's got all those animations implemented. It's got a couple movement modes, but it's better than starting from, you know, the default third-person template. That'll give you guys something to start from. And with that, I am going to end the video here. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me. Didn't do much today. Farted around a little bit. Guys, I just cannot get back into this the way that I was. I don't have the motivation to do this anymore. And when you don't have the motivation to do something, especially that takes creative willpower, what can I say? You just don't want to do it anymore. So with that, we will see you guys in another video at some point, I'm sure. You guys take care. This is John Galt, and we will see you later.